Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a great show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Now, this is quite ironic because it was just 2 or 3 days ago we produced a show where we were reacting to the issue with load management because there's so many NBA stars that have been sitting out games. Now, I just want to quickly go back to the past because initially when they were supporting this idea, the commissioner came out and supported this pseudoscience that said that, oh, look, we don't want to rest players to ensure that they won't get injured and ensure that they'll be more durable and blah, 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 blah. And then what ended up happening? Injuries were higher than ever. Fans were disgruntled because they were being essentially misled by tuning into games in hopes of seeing a particular star, and that star wouldn't be there, going to arenas in hopes of seeing a particular star, and they wouldn't be there. And some of the most egregious instances of this is when you had key star players sitting out road games. I mean, for God's sakes, the home fans get 41 opportunities in a year to see you. So to have key star players load managing on road games was absolutely disgusting. But nevertheless, they kept on supporting it. You had these fake ass scientists running up on you talking about, man, yeah, it shows that it works, man. It shows that it works, bro. And then all of a sudden you started hearing the players that were actually practicing load management still getting injured, still talking about, man, they believe that this is actually making them weaker and more injury prone. And then all of a sudden he did a 180 and said, oh, well, it looks like the science was wrong. And now it looks like the players should be playing. But by that time, the damage had been done. You had already stained your own product to the point now where the greatest player to ever play the sport has decided to weigh in on the embarrassment, which is called load management. So what happened? Yesterday, I was going through the internet. I actually saw this from a Yahoo Sports post yesterday. So this morning I hunted it down on the actual page and I saw it during a sit down that took place on the Byron Scott's Fast Break show, right? It's a podcast that he has. Make sure you guys go check it out. And essentially he was interviewing top 5 player of all time, Laker legend, Magic Johnson. And during their sit down, they talked about trash talking in the 80s, Showtime Lakers reunion, the importance of winning. They spoke about the rise of young stars in the NBA, the top 5 Lakers of all time debate. And then they got into the part where they were talking about load management in the NBA and the decline of NBA all-star participation in the All-Star game. So as Magic Johnson is speaking to Byron Scott, he then reveals to him a private conversation that he had with Michael Jordan 2 years ago, where Michael Jordan walked up to him and told him that he believes that load management is ruining the sport. This is coming from Michael Jordan, the greatest player to ever play the sport. And we want to play some of what Magic Johnson had to say about that discussion that he had with Michael Jordan. Before we even get into his comments, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I'm very interested in the game between the Wizards and the New York Knicks. Here's what I like to do. I turn on all-in pricing so I know exactly what I'm paying for upfront. I check Game Time Picks to find out the most valuable deals. And finally, I pick the ticket I want. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is want to play what Magic had to say here. I want you guys to listen to it in its entirety, and I want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Magic Johnson here.
But you got to talk a little bit about, like you mentioned a little bit about today's game, because we had Club on here and he talked about load management. He said, I don't know what the hell that is.
No.
You know, the state of the game right now, and you mentioned a little bit about the 40% decline in viewership.
Right.
Where is it going? And that's number one. And number two, how do we get it back?
Even for me, I love the NBA game, but then I turn on to a game, right? And then the stars are not playing because of Lowe's management. It's hurting the game. And I was with Michael Jordan, not last summer, summer before last. We ran into each other in Europe. And he says, Irvin, I don't know why these guys, because if you look at his record, he almost played every game like 5 or 6 times throughout his career. He didn't miss one game. He played in every game. We wanted to play in every game.
Yeah. Pat
Riley or our trainer, Gary Vitti, had to make sure that they said, no. B, don't put on your uniform. Don't come sitting on that bench because you want to play because you want to play for your guys and with your guys. He made me wear a T-shirt.
He wouldn't let him put his uniform on when he couldn't play in the game because he know he would tear the damn jerseys off and go in the game. So he was like, no. You can put the sweats on, but you gonna have a shirt.
Yep.
No trunks and all that because we don't want you ripping them off going in the game because that's what he would do.
Because if I thought we were gonna lose, shoot, I'm getting in there. And so it's a difference now, right? And fans see it, and fans are reacting to low management. They don't get to see their stars. One game I tuned into just a couple of weeks ago, both stars were out on both teams. That made the game ragged. See, so they have got to do something about this low management, and then they've got to do something with this All-Star weekend.
Oh, man, we talked about that.
This is the first time in history. Now, I've been associated with this league 46 years or so. I didn't watch the entire weekend.
Wow.
I didn't didn't watch, because if you're not going to give you don't have to give 100%, but you got to give 80. You got to give 75. Make it a game and make it competitive. And when guys stop doing that and participating, Michael Jordan was in the slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
Dr. J, Dominique Wilkins, Clyde Drexler.
Bird three-pointers.
Yes. Every guy participated. Kobe even participated. See, every guy participated. And so now it made everybody tune in and then made players want to watch too or come to the All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
So you heard what Magic Johnson had to say about a conversation that he had with Michael Jordan. I think it's important that we point out and address the stupid people in the comments, because there are going to be quite a few of them. They're going to say this is clickbait. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say, oh, Michael Jordan never said that, because I didn't hear the audio of Michael Jordan saying it. So therefore, he never said it. He never said it. He never said, I never heard him. So now somebody saying a private conversation that they had is not like them giving you the information, right? Some people are just, so anyway, I just wanted to point that out because I wanted to be, that was a preemptive strike, because I know there were going to be some clowns in the comments that would do that. So you heard what Michael Jordan had to say. Magic Johnson also pointed to the fact that Michael Jordan played so many games in his career. Look, folks, Jordan played for the fans. Okay? Michael Jordan, in his 15-year illustrious career, let's just count the amount of times he played at least 80 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the 11th time he did it was at the age of 40 years old. The greatest player who ever lived played 82 games at the age of 40. So Michael Jordan wasn't just up there talking. He wasn't just up there blowing hot smoke. The guy he talked the talk because he walked the walk. He actually played the games. He was a warrior, and he gave the game his all that he had. And when you look at the current landscape of guys, I mean, I saw this post originally from a Yahoo Sports image on Instagram, and some people were actually leaving comments in the comment section saying that's why their careers were so short. That's why their careers were so short. And I'm sitting here talking about short as in what? MJ played 15 years. Is that a short career? Kobe played 20 years. Is that a short career? But you guys are supporting being cheated. That's like, I don't understand these guys that go out there and argue against their own interests. Why would you argue against your own interests? This is the sheep mentality in you. You're actually supporting players duping you. Why are you supporting that? I understand if a player is legitimately injured. That's one thing. And in some cases, some players still played injured, by the way. But in this case, the load management was, we are going to sit you down because we don't want the load to be too much in your body, which could then possibly lead to an injury. We used to do shows about this. I was even saying, well, in that case, don't play them at all. Don't play them any games. Because then you're going to be for sure, you're going to guarantee that they're not going to get injured if they play no games. If the objective is to make sure that they don't get injured. And you have people, oh, yeah, man, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense because I'm an idiot. It makes sense. Yeah, I want to spend $300, $400 to go to a Knicks game in hope of seeing, I don't know, Jason Tatum playing. And then when I get there, he's not there. And then I find out he's not playing because of low management. It makes a lot of sense because I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Why would you support something that works against you? Aren't you aware that whether they play or they don't play, they still getting paid? So you the sucker. You're the sucker here. And I think it's also important that we say this. These guys, what's going to be their legacy? What's going to be their legacy? Seriously, what's going to be your legacy? You're going to be known as somebody that mailed it in. Look at Paul George. Paul George's reputation is totally destroyed. Totally destroyed. Kawhi Leonard is as bad, but it ain't as bad as Paul George. And Kawhi used to be my favorite player. I told you, I said it some days ago. Kawhi turned me off for this entire season. Turned me off. I'm like, bro, this dude, man. They took us through this whole process of, he's not gonna start the season until he's 100% ready, and then therefore when he starts, he's gonna be able to play in all the games. I'm like, okay. Then he starts playing. He's playing. Oh, he missed a game. Then he's playing. Oh, he missed it. I'm like, yo, I can't deal with this, bro. I knew when Kobe played, if he wasn't injured, I would see him on the court. Kobe then dislocated his finger, popped it in, kept playing. Kept playing. You just knew that you could rely on these guys. So to have the greatest player to ever play the sport come out and say that this thing is ruining the NBA, that says a lot. His opinion carries more weight than pretty much anybody talking basketball. That's the whole point. And I think that it's important that because there are going to be some disrespectful clowns that are going to try to dismiss Magic Johnson. No, it doesn't work like that, folks. It doesn't work like that. There are levels to all of this. Those that have achieved the most, that are at the top of the game, should be respected. And their opinions carry more weight, and you should respect them. Just because you have some guy that was okay or had a hot minute or two, hot 2-3 summers, or whatever, and you like what they're saying, all of a sudden their opinion carry as much weight. No, it don't. No, it don't. Ain't nobody talking basketball today that's opinion that's more important, that carries more weight than Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan. Nobody. I don't care who you are. There is levels to this. These are the guys that carried the league. I'm sorry. Other people's opinions don't matter the same. I'm sorry. It doesn't. I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry. You're talking about the 5 to 10 greatest players ever. You're not in that group, so your opinion doesn't matter to that level. I'm sorry. And you should respect these guys. And if you don't, it really speaks to your upbringing. It just says that you don't respect your elders, which is a poor reflection on you. You think it makes us look stupid that we respect our elders, but you don't realize it reflects poorly on you, that you don't have any respect for people older than you. I don't look bad on me. It look bad on you. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.